Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is well. Got a story I want to share with you, but it's a deeper story. Disclaimer: if anything happens to me, I didn't do it to myself. All right, let's get into it. Okay, Hawaii is going to be the only U.S. state not covered by a NATO defense agreement. Why do you think that is so? It's because there ain't nothing gonna be going on over there. Everything gonna be going on stateside. Um, the U.S. territories apparently are not going to be taken over unless they are inhabited by Negroes, descendants of chattel slavery. Um, so it's just a very interesting thing to note. I want y'all to pay attention to it because when the blue hats come over, when they come and try to bring order after all the chaos, they won't be in Hawaii. If you know anything about what's going on, all of the billionaires are building their bunkers in Hawaii. Why do you think so? Why, why, why? So this is Sweden became the newest member of NATO earlier this month, joining 31 nations in the Security Alliance, including the United States. Well, make that 49 of the 50 states. Because in a quirk of geography and history, Hawaii is not technically covered by the NATO Pact. And this is why all the Richie Rich pants, Fallen Angel pants, Church of the Children of the Corn pants are going there. That is why they burned them people out over there last year and wiped them out so they could rebuild and put the smart stuff over there and make it the first smart place, um, smart island. There is a method to their madness, but if you read and follow the footsteps, you will always see the doo-doo on a stick. Because in a quirk of geography and history, Hawaii is not technically covered. Like it don't even make no sense. Why all of a sudden this not covered? If a foreign power attacked Hawaii, say the US Navy's base at Pearl Harbor, listen, they telling you what is finna happen. Or the headquarters of the Indo-Pacific Command northwest of Honolulu. Honolulu. The members of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is NATO, would not be obligated to rise to the Aloha State's defense. So certain parts of that place going to be attacked, and certain places are not going to be attacked. Probably none. My estimate is none of it's going to be attacked because that's where all the Richie Rich pants, the technocracy, live. They're going to be hidden. Bezos, Buffett, Zuckerberg, all the small hats that run everything. Where you think they're going? Everybody trying to go someplace where they can hide, but they ain't gonna be able to hide from the Most High. That's one thing. It's the weirdest thing, says David Santoro, president of the Pacific Forum think tank in Honolulu, who added that even most Hawaii residents have no idea their state is technically adrift of the alliance. Trust, they either want the people to ask for it or they want the people to not know and just assume that they are covered under the defense agreement, because the United States is states. Why wouldn't America include Hawaii? If we got 50 states, why would you include 49? Like it don't really make any sense. People tend to assume Hawaii is part of the U.S. and therefore it's covered by NATO, he says. But he concedes of its the tip off is in the alliance's name, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Hawaii is of course in the Pacific, and unlike California, Colorado, and Alaska, the 50th state is not part of the continental U.S. that reaches the North Atlantic Ocean or its eastern shores. Well, that's the case. The rest of the country don't. Like it don't still don't make no sense. The argument for not including Hawaii is simply that it's not part of the North. It's not part of North America, Santoro says, or is simply that it's not part of North America. The exception is spelled out in the Washington Treaty, the document that established NATO in 1949, a decade before Hawaii became a state. But why didn't they ever ratify it? Why didn't they amend it and ratify it before now? And again, y'all remember I told y'all these people play the long game. So, they be thinking 40, 50, 100 years in advance, and we don't be knowing nothing. We just be catching up at the tail end, if we ever catch up at all. So it says, while Article 5 of the treaty provides for collective self defense in the event of a military attack or any member state, and I don't think this is being mentioned by accident, by any stretch of the imagination. So I just want y'all to know that. Um, I feel like this is preparation, this is staging, this is predictive programming. They're telling us what they're going to do before they do it. And they're telling you where it's going to be safe at and where it's not going to be safe. So if you stateside in any other 49 states, you're going to be in trouble. And if you're in a U.S. territory, that means the blue hats can come there and protect you. While Article 5 of the treaty provides for collective self defense in the event of a military attack or on any member state, Article 6 limits the geographic scope of that. An armed attack on one or more of the parties is deemed to include an armed attack on the territory of any of the parties in Europe or North America, Article 6 says. And so this is why you need to understand who and what Babylon is, because it's not just America that's gonna fall. A lot of these other countries are gonna fall too, because these are the very countries that helped perpetuate the maltreatment of Israelites across the globe. So here yet again, they're trying to plan their escape, plan their little safe haven. They're gonna try to yeet as many of us as they can, but it's not going to work. I'm not going to say they won't get a lot of us. They probably will. We already been told that we have to prepare to perish by the sword, and we have to prepare to be persecuted. We don't know what that looks like, but this seems like a setup for a scenario for persecution. So it says also, any island territories must be in the North Atlantic, north of the Tropic of Cancer, wherever that is. Interesting, isn't it? A U.S. State Department spokesperson confirmed that Hawaii is not covered by Article 5, but said Article 4, which says members will consult when the territorial integrity, political independence, or security of any member is threatened, should cover any situation that could affect the 50th state. So it seems like to me they either set Hawaii up to be delivered and gone, they then just decided that they're gonna let it go, or it is agreed behind the scenes that they ain't gonna touch that. And that's where the big wigs going for this continent. And they've already been told build your bunkers over there because that place gonna be safe. We're gonna get rid of the little people. We're gonna burn them out and burn them up and do whatever we gotta do to them. But they ain't gonna be over there messing with y'all. Y'all gonna have your own place. It's gonna be safe. That's what I see. The spokesperson also said any treaty amendment to Hawaii would be unlikely to gain consensus. Oh, listen to this. Because other members have territories outside of the boundaries set in Article 5. For instance, NATO did not join founding member of the United Kingdom's 1982 war with Argentina after Argentine troops invaded the Falkland Islands, a disputed British territory in the South Atlantic. NATO has not responded to a CNN request for comment. So, anyway, I just want to share this with y'all. It's very interesting timing that this is coming out. We must be getting closer to World War III. And we're getting apparently close to being attacked. So, y'all keep prepping, keep praying. Understand, you're going to be on your own. Understand you've been sold out. Understand there is no rest for the weary, except for the rest in the Most High. So place your yokes around your neck, give them to our Messiah so he can doggone give us some rest. Because I tell you, I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm tired from reading all the stuff that they trying to do to us. I can't imagine trying to go through it. I'm exhausted. It's exhausting reading it. It's exhausting thinking about how do they sit around and think about doing all this stuff, controlling all these people, destroying all this stuff, war, conquering, famine, pestilence. Who get up and want to be so evil every single day? Like the children of the corn must be stopped, y'all. I don't even know what to say no more. I'm just tired. Anyway, I just want to share this with y'all because it to me it is a data point. It is no need for us to be fearful. We need to go about our business, doing our business, preparing for what's to come, being strong in our word because that is the only armor we are that is going to protect us. You can't worry about your physical body because we might perish. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. If you got black skin and you're a descendant of chattel slavery, you got a target on your head, on your back, just everywhere. We just target it, and so it's very discouraging because so many of us are asleep, and it's also discouraging because so many people don't um, really understand the significance of these movements and of these agreements and of how important it is to be reading instead of listening to people tell you stuff and um, engaging in whatever the algorithm sets before you. This is a time for us to be meditating and praying and staying in our word, fasting, seeking repentance, trying to turn away from our sins, acknowledging our sins, trying to, position ourselves to be a help to our brother and sister, and to try to make it past the sword. We got to try to make it past the sword. The sword is coming. It is doing everything but screaming. The sword is coming. You can see it. And I firmly believe that, for me, what I can see, and I don't know, maybe this is wrong, but maybe our people are calm and not awakened because they know there is a rest coming. Or maybe the Most High is allowing them to be blind um, up until the last minute because it would just only draw attention to us and make things worse for us. Like I don't really know um, what the rationale is for just our people just being so disconnected, but I'm thankful that my sons are awakened and they can see and they are trying to prepare and trying to talk to people, and everybody's kind of getting annoyed and frustrated with our brothers and sisters because they just won't open their eyes. And I try to be patient because I really understand what it is to be ignorant. Like I would think I was ever so ignorant that I didn't know what was going on. But I do believe that, I was in darkness for a long time because, it was traditional for us to be in darkness. So be patient with our brothers and sisters, but be persistent in trying to warn them. I don't think we have much time. I don't think we have much time. I think all of these state of emergencies, these local governments and state governments are declaring are intentional because they're setting up, for civil war. They're setting up for invasion by the alleged adversaries or whoever the booger man is. I don't know, but something is going on, and it's multi-pronged. It's staged, and these people are playing the long game. They're really playing with our heads. But keep your tinfoil hat on. Just be thoughtful, think critically, keep watch. That's the thing that we got to do. You can't go to sleep. We can't get tired. I'm tired. You tired. We all tired. But we can't not stop watching. The word has commanded us to keep watch. So keep watch. Keep praying. Keep prepping. Keep seeking the Most High. Obey those law, statutes, and commandments. Repent daily for sins of commission and sins of omission. Make certain that you are doing what you need to do to get your houses in order, your spiritual house and your physical house. Because when this thing goes, it's going to be like a chain reaction, and you won't have time to react. All you'll have time to do is go to what you already knew how to do and try to keep folks off you, because folks gonna be wild out here in the streets. This is gonna be a time like no other. This country hasn't seen anything like what's coming probably since the Civil War. And it's going to be really ugly because a lot of people are weak. A lot of people are cowardly. A lot of people they didn't like to talk about doom and gloom. But when doom and gloom comes, oh my God, you ain't going to be able to keep it out of their mouths. And at that point in time, it's gonna be the time to be quiet and shut up in your house and don't answer nobody, or pass a Bible and be like, hey, read these scriptures right here. Hope God take a liking to you. I tried to warn you, or you can just see all kinds of stuff. People in distress because they didn't prepare, they weren't keeping watch, they didn't know. Um, there's nothing beautiful about war. There's nothing beautiful about the laying of the foundation and the things that are done prior to wars, at the actual fire, the actual yeetings that happen with war, the desolation. There's nothing glamorous about any of it, and none of us have lived it. I've heard about it, I've seen it on television. I've never experienced it. I don't want to experience it, but I may have to. We all may have to. There ain't no rapture coming. You ain't gonna get no supernatural get out of jail free card to go sit up somewhere in clouds and look down at stuff happening. Oh, we gonna go through some stuff. So I'm just telling you, I don't know how far we're gonna have to go into it. And that's one thing I will keep saying. I'm not trying to put a time frame on nothing. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I just know what the word says. We got to pray to escape, be found worthy to escape what's coming on this earth, and we got to pray that we make it past the sword. Um, I'm standing on Yahuwah's word, and I'm believing that if the ancestors can do it, we can do it too. So let us continue to stand strong in our word, read it, believe it, cast out all the fear, continue to build up our faith. And this is not a good way to think about it, but we're gonna have to thug it out of Babylon. You're gonna have to really be about that life to get out of here. And depending on where you live, you may not run into many problems, but if you're in a major city, or you're in a sacrificial state or sacrificial city, you're gonna have to fight your way out. Maybe spiritually, maybe physically, um, but you can't give up. That's the thing. You cannot um, carry these burdens alone, and you can't stop. You can't quit and give up now. We've come this far, and we can't stop and turn around and go back. We keeping on. It's gonna be a small number of us, but we gonna make it. I'm gonna pray we all make it to the other side safely, and we're going to continue to encourage each other, because these are really going to be some difficult times for us to navigate, because we've never been through them. If you've been in the military, you probably have, but I have not. So I've been trying to wrap my mind around what I'm going to see and what it's going to be like and how we're going to be treated, how our people are going to be treated if we have to go through some of the tribulation and trouble. We're going to have to go through some of the fire to refine us and to make us depend on the Most High. That's what it's all about. So, think about these times, think about these lessons, and get obedient now so you don't have to be trying to figure it out later because it's going to be painful. That's what I know. But do the best you can and try to keep yourself and others encouraged. So I'm gonna end this video now, but please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload new content. Um, Follow me on Rumble, Odyssey, Instagram, and on Facebook. The links are in the description. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I don't know. I was gonna say if you like to subscribe to this channel, I don't even really know if it's really worth it, but I assume they're gonna take us down and bring us back up, and I don't know what all is gonna be entailed. So anyway, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my Odyssey and my Rumble channels. All the content here is backed up on both of those channels. Um, if you'd like to give a donation to the channel, my Venmo and Coffee are in the description. If you'd like to share stories with me, if you go to my homepage on YouTube, there's an email address. You can send me an email and send me a link to the story, and I'll shout you out. Because there are things that I don't know about that you may know about and you see. Shout out to Only Pamela's Way. She is always sending me stuff. So I'm always grateful, for her keeping watch. Some of the stories that I share, I wouldn't even know about if she didn't send them to me. So if you have stories of things that you see, you can send them to Marty K is tired of racism at gmail.com. Lastly, keep prepping, keep praying, keep seeking the Most High. Repent daily, especially this week, for sins of commission and sins of omission. As we come upon Passover, let us remember this is a solemn time. And so it is also solemn because it's very similar to when the Israelites were led out of Egypt, when they were in captivity and the plagues were coming and they got the signs from the Most High. Um, all kinds of miracles were happening, all kinds of things were happening to the Gentiles and the heathens who had mistreated us and, um, caused us to sin against our Elohim. So we're going to likely see similar activities. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to some of these videos, but there's a lot of Gentiles on the internet talking about all the different types of cancers they've been getting. And I've been seeing a bunch of videos about cancer rates across the globe have been increased exponentially, especially in Europe and America, in the children of the corn nations. So, pray for us. Um, Pray for our enemies, our open enemies, and pray for um, the days to be shortened so that we don't have to endure all that's coming on this earth. All right, y'all, this is Marley K. Love y'all, and I am out of here.